सह नो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽधमिताः सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया शृणोतु। अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरि विश्रुवम्। ब्रह्मणकोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। तत्संयोराहुनीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जियातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शञ्चतुष्पदे। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। मधुवातारितायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्नः सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमुतोषसि मधुमत्पाप्तिवगुं रजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागम् अस्तु सूर्यः माद्भीगावो भवन्तु नः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्निर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया सर्वविद्यास्वरूपान्तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। चण्डाल प्रतिहतरयो यस्य प्रेम प्रवाह लोकातीतोऽप्यहनजहो लोककल्याणमार्गम् त्रैलोक्येऽप्य प्रतिमहिमा जानकी प्राणबन्धो त्रैलोक्येऽप्य प्रतिमहिमा जानकी प्राणबन्धो भक्त्या ज्ञानम् धृतवरवपुः सीतया योगी रामः भक्त्या ज्ञानम् धृतवरवपुः सीतया योगी रामः स्तभीकृत्य प्रलयकलितम् बाहवोऽर्थं महान्तम् हित्वा रात्रिं प्रकृतिसहजा अन्धतामिश्रमिश्राम् गीतं शान्तं मधुरमपि यः सिंहनादं जगर्जा गीतं शान्तं मधुरमपि यः सिंहनादं जगर्जा सोऽयं जातः प्रथितपुरुषो रामकृष्ण स्थिदानीं सोऽयं जातः प्रथितपुरुषो रामकृष्ण स्थिदानीं नरदेव देव जय जय नरदेव 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 नरदेव जय जय नरदेव शक्ति समुद्र समुद्यतरङ्ग वर्षित प्रेम विजेन्द्रितरङ्गं शक्ति समुद्र समुद्यतरङ्गं वर्षित प्रेम विजेन्द्रितरङ्गं संशयराक्षसणां शमहास शरणं भव वैद्यं यामि गुरु शरणं भव वैद्यं नरदेव देव जय जय नरदेव 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 नरदेव देव जय जय नरदेव। विवेकानंद विवेकानंद यतिवरेण्य అందుకొను మా వందనములు వివేకానంద యతివరేణ్య అందుకొను మా వందనములు వివేకానంద महिमनु अवनि चूपि त्याग महिमनु अवनि चूपि त्यागशीली पापहरण त्याग महिमनु अवनि चूपि त्यागशीली पापहरण विश्वमानव शांतिदाता तेज सप्त ऋषि मंडल मुंडी अवतरिंचिन भानु तेज राम कृष्ण शिष्य कनिकर राम कृष्ण शिष्य कनिकर मुंचिलन दीन धनुलन राम कृष्ण शिष्य कनिकर मुंचिलन दीन धनुलन विवेकानंद यति वरेण्य विवेकानंद यति वरेण्य अंधुपुरमावन्दनमुरु विवेकानंद विवेकानंद विवेकानंद। प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। रुद्रयवतार भैरव हुंकार रुद्रयवतार भैरव हुंकार दास चराचर चारि। प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। तेज दीप्त तव स्थिरकंकरव तेज दीप्त तव स्थिरकंकरव तेज दीप्त तव स्थिरकंकरव तेज दीप्त तव स्थिरकंकरव अभिरभि मंत्रचारि तेज दीप्त तव स्थिरकंकरव अभिरभि मंत्रचारि आशि भवामय दिए बराबर आशि भवामय दिए बराबर निर्भय नर नर नारी। प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी। गावे अकिंचन तव गुण कीर्तन 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 करो कृपा नयन निहारी। गावे अकिंचन तव गुण कीर्तन करो कृपा नयन निहारी। बीज पदाश्रय दीन दयामय बीज पदाश्रय दीन दयामय कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी रुद्रवतार भैरव ओंकार रुद्रवतार भैरव ओंकार दास चराचर चारि प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन प्रभु राम कृष्ण पद शरण जीवन जय विवेकानंद नामधारी।
education. Among the 16 disciples, 5 went to college, 10 didn't finish their formal education, and 1 well. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the God incarnation of the present age, ideally descended to the earthen plane to alleviate human suffering. For the good of all, Sri Ramakrishna realized God in different religions as well as in different sects of Hinduism and proclaimed to the world, "As many faiths, so many paths." As an anxious father is ready to give away his accumulated wealth, Sri Ramakrishna wanted to give away the treasure of spirituality he had gained. When a flower blooms, bees come of their own accord. Socialists, religious leaders and devotees of all sects started to visit Sri Ramakrishna to partake the precious jewels. Amongst them, those 16 who were destined to be monks were carefully trained on the path of renunciation and discrimination. Among the 16 disciples, 5 went to college, 10 didn't finish their formal education, and 1 was completely unlettered. But all of them learned the greatest truth from their master, as they had passion for knowing God. Recognizing their uniqueness, Sri Ramakrishna made each one a role model and an ideal spiritual torch-bearer. These disciples were Ishwarakotis, God-like souls, eternal companions of God, reborn to fulfill a divine mission. Towards the end of his mortal existence, Sri Ramakrishna distributed them the ochre cloth and initiated them into monasticism, thus forming his own order, today well known as Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission. Swami Vivekananda ideally led this organization with a vision, Atmano Mokshavtam Jagat Hitayacha, for one's own liberation and for the welfare of the world. The Ramakrishna order, formed in the year 1897, has today become a great power for peace and happiness in this country and abroad. The fact that the movement lays great stress in selfless service as a means of God realization attracts people from all religions and various walks of life. Among the second-generation stalwarts, our beloved Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, an initiated disciple of Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj, the second president of the order, is easily the most celebrated sage. He is popularly known to the world as the unique cultural and spiritual ambassador of India's imperishable heritage. Ranganathanandaji was born on December 15, 1908, in Trikkur, the serene, quiet village near Trichure in Kerala. It is quite a miraculous coincidence that December 15th that year happened to be Holy Mother's birthday. No wonder that the young lad, later inspired by the life and message of the Holy Mother, memorized the famous hymn to the Holy Mother beginning with the line, Brakvithim Paramam. His birth in Kerala, called God's own country, is interesting. Did our God, the Supreme Incarnation, Sri Ramakrishna, ordain that his future messenger should be born in Kerala, called God's own country? Moreover, it is only proper that Ranganathanandaji is the greatest modern exponent of Shankaracharya's Advaita Vedanta, because Shankaracharya was also born in Kerala, and this Trikkur boy would in future take this great sage's greatest philosophy to the nooks and corners of East and West. And his pre-monastic name was Shankaran. Ranganathanandaji's parents were Nilakanta Shastri and Lakshmi Kutti Amma. They were quite well-to-do, extremely devoted to Shiva. It is this that led them to name their second son Shankaran. The boy was himself a great devotee of Shiva and used to assist his mother in her puja. Obviously, Shiva's grace was received by Shankar. As a young boy, he had a dream in which a radiant light came out of the Shiva temple near his house, and it enveloped him. Shankar was an active boy interested in everything around him. Active in sports, he was fond of swimming, thanks to the nearness of the river on the banks of which his village nestled. But this was not all the boy absorbed about the principle of the equality of human beings, and never bothered about caste and creed. He later declared, "Though born and brought up in Kerala, my feelings of identification were never confined to that one state, but became national and international." Swami Ranganathanandaji, the most authentic speaker of modern times, was indeed the cultural and spiritual ambassador of India. Swamiji has undertaken an extensive tour of 50 countries, starting from 1946 to 1972 and 1973 to 1986, during which he visited Australia, USA, Holland, and Germany annually. Whosoever once heard Swamiji were captured by the charm, power, and beauty of his speech. Although he traveled all over the world, Swamiji remained a sannyasin in the true essence of it, as he lived up to the two basic vows of a monk: chastity and poverty. His lectures and writings have aroused great interest amongst largest numbers of Westerners in our Vedantic universal philosophy and our ancient scriptures. Swamiji always spoke of religion as a scientific quest for truth. Maharaj would say that the same spirit of scientific temper and inquiry that we employ to investigate the mysteries of material world, if directed inward, it becomes religion or spirituality. He would say emphatically that religion is a science. It's not a dogma or creed or a superstition. It is the purest of sciences. Maharaj strove hard to make people understand the difference between ethnic religion and scientific religion. For him, religion is the science of human possibilities. It is the science of spiritual growth and fulfillment, an embodiment of purity, strength, and universality. Swamiji remained a humble servant of the Holy Trio. He announced, "We do not have a mission. We are but their instruments." Wherever he went, he spread the message of Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, and proved that these messages are purifying, strengthening, and universal. Swamiji's speech had a universal message. He could speak on any topic, but always stressed upon eternal values, which are for all, irrespective of religion or region. Swami Ranganathanandaji was a pilgrim of eternal values, spreading the life-giving, man-making message of the Holy Trinity in a manner unique and unparalleled in recent times. Purity manifested itself in various forms like compassion, simplicity, humility, and openness. His magnetic personality attracted people from different strata of the society, giving them inspiration, joy, and encouragement. Wherever he went, the place would become a center of festivity. Swamiji says that the complete works by Swami Vivekananda has helped immensely to shape his life and character in the service of humanity in India and abroad. He himself used to remark, "Do you know everybody has 2 corpuscles, but I have 3 corpuscles. If you cut my arm, you will find in my blood red, white, and Swami Vivekananda corpuscles." From the age of 18 to 96, he worked incessantly for the welfare of the world. He was approachable to all. He had friends all over the world. He could transmit this powerful energy to others or help others kindle Atma Shraddha, conviction in others. Swami Ranganathanandaji, the 13th president of the gigantic Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission, was not only a spiritual guru, but a great administrator too, be it for 7 years from 1942 in Karachi or 13 years in Delhi until 1962. Swamiji dedicated his services in bringing up spacious public libraries and auditoriums, medical centers, and organizing various social service activities. In 1961, Maharaj Ji was elected as a trustee of Ramakrishna Mutt, and a member of the governing body of Ramakrishna Mission. In 1962, he became the secretary of the Institute of Culture at Calcutta. It was starting from Maharajji's period. The institute extensively started to render its services to the cause of our culture and philosophy by way of lectures, publications, research, and linguistic study. He always had the vision of a universal temple of Sri Ramakrishna, institute which aimed at promoting the ideal of universal cultural and spiritual harmony and peace. In Hyderabad, Swamiji built up a very prestigious center of Ramakrishna Mutt, which continues to be a source for dissemination of spiritual wealth. This was in the year 1984, and nobody could have imagined that a 74-year-old monk still stands erect and walks straight, the rest following him with reverence. In the year 1988, revered Swami Tapasyanandaji, the then Vice President of the Order, was invited to inaugurate the Pictorial Museum. Speaking on the occasion, Swami Tapasyanandaji described Ranganathanandaji as an Aladdin's lamp that created the centers Rangoon, Karachi, Delhi, and Hyderabad. Swamiji is seen with the then Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri N.T. Rama Rao, in 1989. On this occasion, the late Chief Minister considered it as the good fortune of the people of the Twin Cities to have such great personality like Ranganathanandaji in their midst. He had a wonderful style of delivering lectures, even the most complicated philosophical themes, with comfortable ease and fascinating fluency. He could engage the most sophisticated audience with incessant flow of his simple eloquence, which astounded even great scholars and intellectuals. His focus was especially on spiritual administration to the seekers and character building to the young students. He felt that our experienced professionals and youth must progress beyond the current stagnant urges of the 3 Ps: pay, prospect, and promotion. He was confident that this regenerative process will set in and progress in the years to come. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. On one such occasion in the year 1995, in Hyderabad, Maharajji addresses the congregation about the loving relationship between monks and the household devotees. Swamiji took charge as the Vice President of the Ramakrishna Order in the year 1989 and became the President in the year 1998. Henceforth, all the functions or gatherings that happened later had a special significance of him as a Sangha Guru, initiating devotees into Sri Ramakrishna Sangha. On the special occasion of Silver Jubilee of Hyderabad Mutt in the year 2001, Most Revered Maharajji was specially invited to grace the occasion, the Sangha Guru coming to Hyderabad for the first time after his assuming the responsibility of President of the Order. And Swamiji was felicitated with the Citizens Award by the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Chandrababu Naidu. In 1973, Maharaj became the President of the Ramakrishna Mutt at Hyderabad. The campus owes its present stature to Maharaj's untiring efforts to make it an integrated center of total human excellence. The Universal Temple, the Vivekananda Auditorium, library, health center owe their remarkable contribution to the growth of Ramakrishna movement in Andhra Pradesh. The Institute of Human Excellence, which is doing invaluable work today, was the brainchild of Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. Swamiji inaugurates Vivekananda's Institute of Human Excellence at Ramakrishna Mutt, Hyderabad. Speaking on the occasion, Maharaj said that our youth have energy and enthusiasm, but our present-day educational system does not offer any scope for character building and man-making, the true purpose of education. He lights a lamp to signify that the institute is meant to bring light into the hearts of all, bring light to the poor, bring more light to the rich, bring light to the uneducated, bring more light to the educated. Swamiji's visit to Hyderabad in September 2003 body didn't seem to be that cooperative anymore, but the will and spirit of relentless service and reckless sacrifice for others was ever with him. In Vivekananda Auditorium, on the dais for the last time, the place from where he had given beautiful discourses on Gita, Upanishads that captivated the devotees for nearly 20 years. Here in the Hyderabad Mutt campus, Swamiji is seen visiting the newly built Gita Darshan and Sant Darshan very joyfully. Many nationals, administrators, and government officials were influenced by him. He sends out messages of inspiration to be strong, inspiration to be a servant of God, inspiration to be servant of our country, servant of the poor, and servant of mankind. Swamiji is the first recipient of Indira Gandhi Award for National Integration, instituted in the year 1985. His benedictory speech can be remembered in the political arena for generations to come. The Gandhi Peace Award was originally meant in the honor of Swami Ranganathanandaji. In fact, Swamiji, in his uniqueness, refused to accept it and wanted the Ramakrishna order to be honored for its services and not himself. Swamiji believed that to be known as a monk of the Ramakrishna order is his greatest identity. The Gandhi Peace Prize 1998 was awarded to Ramakrishna Mission. Swami Ranganathanandaji, though didn't have high formal education, used to surprise everyone with his extraordinary command of English language, be it vocabulary or fluency or pronunciation. He left many scholars spellbound with his proficiency in Vedas, Upanishads, and Holy Scriptures. Being a voracious reader and a prolific writer, Swami Ranganathanandaji authored many books. Some of his well-known works are A Pilgrim Looks at the World, Eternal Values for the Changing Society, Message of Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, Science and the Religion, Message of the Prophet Muhammad, the Christ we adore, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and more than 600 audio cassettes and CDs, which are available at all the bookstores of Ramakrishna Mutt centers. The glorious 150th birthday of Sri 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 Ma Sharada Devi's was being celebrated in the holy campus of Belur Mutt. It was on this day Swamiji gave his last stage appearance.
Namaskar and good morning to everyone. Welcome to this year's Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj's Memorial Lecture. I would invite our Adhyaksh Maharaj, Swami Bodhmanji Maharaj, and our chief guest for today, Dr. Vinay Sahasrabudde ji, to please come onto the stage. Now, I would like to invite all our Swamiji Maharajas to please come on stage, and we will start the program by lighting the lamp and offering our prayers to Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. I take the pleasure in inviting our chief guest for today, Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe. Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe sir is a nationalist social worker at heart and researcher, come student of political science. He has been a member of parliament in the Council of States from Rajya Sabha between 2016 to 22. From 2018 until 2024, he headed the Indian Council for Cultural Relations as its president. From 2020 till 2022, he was also the chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education for Women, Children and Youth in Sports. Currently appointed as the chairman of the State Cultural Policy Implementation Committee. Presently also looking as the chairman of the Finance Committee of Prime Minister's Museum and Library in New Delhi. A postgraduate in English literature, Dr. Sahasrabuddhe later earned his PhD also from the University of Mumbai. In 2014, he became the national vice president of the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and continued to shoulder the responsibility for 2 consecutive terms until 2020. Currently a member of the national executive of the BJP, he also holds charge of the Thane Lok Sabha constituency. I invite sir to please address the gathering. Thank you.
Pujya Swami Ranganathanandaji, all other revered Swamis associated with the Ramakrishna Matha here in Hyderabad, other members of the local community and ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor that has been bestowed upon me by the Ramakrishna Matha Hyderabad to be here amongst you and to be delivering the memorial lecture which is dedicated to the very inspiring memories of Swami Ranganathanandaji. Ranganathanandaji, as the short film on him told us, was a great institution builder. He was not just a monk. Of course, he was a spiritual leader, but he understood the nuances of the art of institution building. And it is thanks to such great personalities that institutions like Ramakrishna Matha continue to contribute significantly in our society, not here in India, but in several parts of the globe as well. He was known for building a bridge between the understanding of modern science and the Vedantic spirituality. He was a great scholar, and his books, his speeches continue to provide us guidance. If you scan through his biography, then we come across as to how he braved several challenges while he was in Rangoon, and from where he had to shift his base to Dhaka, in now called as Bangladesh, and also just at the dawn of independence when he was in Karachi. So a man of great courage, a man of courage of conviction, a man of creative talent, and a great intellectual amongst us. It is really very motivating to go through and to understand the life and mission of Swami Ranganathanandaji. On a very personal note, let me share here that sometime in the 80s, if I remember correctly, he had graced one of the national conferences of the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad and was the chief guest at the inaugural function of the national conference. And we were lucky enough to listen to his address. Friends, the subject on which I am supposed to share my thoughts with you is about the strength of Indian culture and how it adds to our soft power. But before I do that, let me reflect upon what exactly this soft power is all about. As we all know, soft power is relatively a new concept. Globally today, we speak about narratives and discourses as they are largely seen as forces that are shaping the popular opinion all over the world. Like narratives, soft power is also a factor that both shapes as well as mirrors popular thinking almost simultaneously. However, while the nomenclature is new, soft power was always there perhaps for centuries, if not more. Like Chinese clay, Italian marble, Japanese shoes, Indian spices have been globally famous for a considerably long time. But even before our spices reached various places globally, what reached was our philosophy, our thoughts, our understanding of the global community, which in a way was presented through our epics. Our epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata are nothing but unfoldment of human nature, and which is eternally relevant. It is not just India-centric, but the strengths and limitations of a human being, howsoever great they may be, are very beautifully captured in Ramayana and Mahabharata, and that is the reason why Ramayana and Mahabharata went much, much beyond the geographical boundaries of India. This name and fame acquired by different countries for different products or different aspects of their culture, in a way, were indicative of the soft power of those countries. I must also mention over here that the concept of soft power, in a way, became a part of global discussion post-Second World War. And why should it happen at that point of time? Perhaps, as a student of international relations, if I may reflect, that post-Second World War, there was an understanding that wars are not going to lead us anywhere. And we find global conflicts relatively are now less in number, even though they are there even today. And therefore, there was a realization that not just economic power, not just military strength, but some kind of occupation of mind space is going to make nations prominent globally. And therefore, in a way, soft power is also about capturing the mind space. While conventionally, the term soft power, coined in a way by Joseph Nye of the Kennedy School of Government, refers to impact or influence on global popular minds without any pressurizing elements or coercion, it also connotes perception of the global community towards a nation, civilization, or a certain society. And hence, it is important to understand how global community used to view India, Indian culture, and people of India in the past. A country's soft power, again, if I have to quote Joseph Nye, and I quote, it rests on three resources. its culture in places where it is attractive to others, its political values when it lives up to them at home and abroad, and its foreign policies when others see them as legitimate and having moral authority. In the case of India, all these three factors are intertwined in Indian philosophy or the worldview of India. And this worldview of India manifests in myriad ways through its arts and culture, and also through the knowledge traditions that we have in India. In that sense, friends, India possesses a vast repertoire of soft power resources with widespread global appeal. These include its cultural heritage evident in arts, dances, literature, cuisine, yoga, traditional medicine, cinema and entertainment, sports, historical monuments, India's democratic traditions, constitution, unity in diversity, and contributions to resolving contemporary environmental issues, scientific, technological accomplishments, and socio-economic innovations, everything constitutes India's soft power. The importance of respect, harmony, and fraternity are the essences that Indians are recognized for, with Ashoka, Buddha, and Gandhi standing as the principal icons of these values. Epics such as Mahabharata and Ramayana, as I referred earlier, are compared with Greek writings like Odyssey and Iliad. India was appreciated as the golden bird between 01 and 1000 AD for its GDP, which was also ahead of China back then. This eventually brought migrants, traders, as well as invaders to India. India, with its rich historical and civilizational uniqueness and its indomitable spirit to emerge as a moral leader in the fight against colonialism, is endowed with exceptional soft power potential. It is this soft power, let's not forget, that has certainly made India a Vishwamitra, a friend of the entire global community. Albeit humbly, one can also say that on the soft power front, India could truly be described as the superpower of the world. Centuries before India came to be known as India to the outer world, the influence of Indian culture had already spread across the seas. Many, like noted American historian and philosopher Will Durant, have candidly acknowledged the influence of India, and not just influence, in fact, the contribution of India. And I quote Will Durant, "India is the motherland of our race and Sanskrit, the mother of Europe's languages. She was the mother of our philosophy, mother through the Arabs of much of our mathematics, mother through Buddha of the ideals embodied in Christianity, mother through the village community of self-government and democracy. Mother India is, in many ways, the mother of all of us," unquote. So friends, writings of foreign travelers like Fahian, Yuan Tsang, Al-Biruni help us gather insights into how India was viewed by the global community about 1,500 years ago. Between 399 and 414 CE, the Chinese monk Fahian visited India and arrived here via Central Asia, basically to find better copies of Buddhist books than were currently available in China. His writings throw some light on conditions of travel and the Buddhist sites and practices that he witnessed. For example, he indicates clearly the importance of 7 precious substances of Buddhist worship, the widespread practice of stupa veneration, and his acquaintance with several of the Jataka tales about the previous lives of Buddha, Sakya Muni, and related stories which are illustrated in the paintings of Dunhuang caves. based on the insights gathered through the writings of early travelers to India and, of course, his own research. I'm sure many of you must have heard this name. A very well-known scholar, A.L. Basham, has analyzed as to how Indian culture is ever aging but never old. Remember. And therefore, in our languages, we call it Nitya Nutan Chirapuratan. That is the beautiful description of the idea of India. A.L. Basham, in his views on Aryan invasion, certainly cannot be universally acceptable, but his focus on continuance of the civilizational journey of India is worth understanding. He says, and I quote, "The ancient civilization of India differs from those of Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Greece, and that its traditions have been preserved without a breakdown to the present day. Until the advent of the archaeologist, the peasant of Egypt or Iraq had no knowledge of the culture of his forefathers. And it is doubtful whether his Greek counterpart had any but the vaguest idea about the glory of Periclean Athens. In each case, there had been an almost complete break with the past, unlike what we have in India. India's is a continuous journey. On the other hand, the earliest Europeans to visit India found a culture fully conscious of its own antiquity, a culture which indeed exaggerated that antiquity and claimed not to have fundamentally changed for many thousands of years. To this day, legends known to the humblest Indian recall the names of shadowy chieftains who lived nearly 1,000 years before Christ, and the Orthodox Brahman in his daily worship repeat hymns composed even earlier. The ever-aging, never-old characteristic of Indian culture makes it completely unique in several ways. But friends, I must tell you that the philosophical approaches of human life are the foundational elements of India's soft power. While it is not easy to predict as to what attracts global community towards India the most, one can easily guess that the worldview of India stand out as the most powerful factor. And it is evident even today. For example, if I say that our philosophy, our approach towards the global affairs, and it starts, and when I'm sitting here in the midst of several spiritually motivated citizens of this city, I must tell you that India is known for its culture. In a way, the idea of India cannot be imagined without the understanding of Indian culture, and spirituality, let us not forget, is the centerpiece of Indian culture. And when I say spirituality, again, is the relevance of our worldview. Our idea of spirituality tells us what comes from Rigveda, and even in the parliament, when we enter the parliament house, the old building I am referring to, there is an inscription right above the entry door of the Rajya Sabha, which tells us, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. We never talked of any kind of a monopolistic approach. We never suggested any kind of a hegemonistic kind of emphasis. We always said, all are equal. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. And therefore, it is due to this approach towards spirituality, we can certainly say that India is first and foremost, predominantly a spiritual democracy. We are a political democracy, but that political democracy today is successful for the last more than 75 years, thanks to the foundation of the spiritual democracy. If in other countries democracy is failing, perhaps it is because they don't have the rich tradition of spiritual democracy as what we possess. Friends, not just spiritual democracy. Our worldview also tells us about, say, for example, sustainability. For last 30, 40 years, globally, we have been hearing all these terms, sustainability, sustainable development, which is very critical, no doubt. But in our country, in our culture, the understanding of spirituality starts from the four walls of our homes. Is it not true that many elder persons in our families start their day by offering pranams to the Mother Earth, saying, Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparsham Kshamasumai? Why? Because we are grateful. Hey, Mother Earth, we are grateful towards you. And please forgive me, because we are now going to put our feet on you. This gratitude towards Mother Nature is at the core of the idea of sustainability. We never talked about conquest over nature. Our idea is that of confluence with Mother Nature. That also sets us apart. Third thing is about unity in diversity. People say, and it has become very fashionable to say that unity in diversity, and per se there is nothing wrong about it. But in actuality, it is the unity of our diversity. We are diverse basically because we are united, and that unity manifests in different ways, which is why there is diversity. It is not the other way around. So we are essentially one as a society, as a culture, as a country, as a nation, as people. We are inseparable. And there are a number of examples which I can cite over here. Look at the festivities that we have in different parts of our country. When we celebrate here in Telangana, Ugadi, in Maharashtra we celebrate Gudi Padwa, and in Punjab they celebrate Baisakhi, and in Assam they celebrate Baisakhi Bihu. This commonality is not because of some department of religious activities issuing a government resolution or GR, what they call. It is there, inherent in our culture. We think in a particular way, which is why many of our sayings and proverbs also connote a similar kind of meaning, because our approaches towards human life are common. The third thing is the balancing that we have achieved, and this is very important, especially in the context of the changing family lives and new streams in our society, for that matter. Yes, individualism, privacy, private space, element of choice, all these things are important, beyond doubt. But then, every individual, as our society tells him or her, is at the end of the day a part of the family. And therefore, while we respect individualism, not at the cost of collectivism. Which is why in our families, as we know, we don't have just uncles and aunts. We have mami, chachi, fufa, not just cousins, mamera bhai, chachera bhai. Why these different nomenclatures to different relations? Because all these relationships are critical, they are important, we respect them, we honor them. But then they are under the umbrella of a family. And therefore, something which the Western societies have still not been able to grapple with, how to deal with this excessive individualism. And I must tell here, a little candidly, that if we are trying to emulate the West, let us not emulate the best, the unworthy practices from there. Today we find in many houses of the established people, comparatively rich, that they have different rooms for their different kids. And everybody has a different television set. Everybody has a different music system. I don't have a complaint about it. But let your kids also understand that watching a movie together, attending a music concert together also has a different element of pleasure. There is a bliss in that as well. It is not just individualism takes you to the path of ultimate bliss. Collectivism has its own beauty, and let us not undermine that. Insofar as our economic thinking is concerned, friends, even today we find global community divided and quarreling over whether private enterprise, capitalism is the way to go, or still we have to think about socialism, socialistic thinking, and things which were very popular some decades before. Post-globalization, of course, capitalism has also now gained some prominence, no doubt. But our thinking, the essential Indic thinking, goes much beyond the binary of capitalism and socialism. We talk about Antyodaya. It's an essential Indian concept which tells us that the most deprived is the most deserving when it comes to the distribution of the fruits of development. So there is no question of capitalism or socialism. All these quarrels are, in fact, irrelevant. Those who are most deprived, those who are most weak, those who are most feeble, they need to be given prominence, period. And that is the element of our approach. That is the distinctive feature of our approach while dealing with economic issues. We respect both, or we respect rather the positive elements of both free market society, capitalism, at the same time, the humanitarian approach in socialistic thinking. And combining them, what comes is our idea of Antyodaya. Not only Antyodaya, the Gandhian concept of trusteeship is also something very unique to our culture. Many big industrial houses in India are known for their philanthropic enterprises because they also consider idam na mama. That is their approach. And which is why many people go and construct temples or do something for the pilgrimage or the pilgrims who visit such centers, so on and so forth. And this philanthropy also, in fact, this is a very Western concept. We don't call it philanthropy. It is a part of our duty as what we consider. We owe something to the society. This is indebtedness, which is translated into some kind of a seva activity or the other. Again, very unique to Indian culture. Even take the example of our view of gender equality. Many sisters are here. In our consideration, there need not be any quarrel between who is superior, man or woman. Feminism and the kind of discussion that is happening all around, I think misses the point that Indian culture, in fact, regards the model of gender equality in Ardhanari Nateshwara. Our idea, our understanding is that in every human being, there are both feminine and masculine elements. In a man, there is some element of femininity, and in a woman, there is also some element of masculinity. And if both the elements are there in every human being, where is the quarrel of superiority? Where is the question of who is superior to the other? Both are equal. In fact, many of our deities are goddesses, whether it is the goddess of prosperity like Lakshmi, or goddess of knowledge like Saraswati for that matter. So we understand, and therefore all these things are inherent to our worldview, which we essentially have to understand. Unfortunately, things at times become so very difficult for ourselves to explain to others because we don't understand. There is a particular Urdu sher which tells us that जमाना बड़े शौक से सुन रहा था, हम ही सो गए दास्ता कहते कहते. That should not happen. We should understand what we are and what is the strength within ourselves, within our society, our culture, our identity. And when I talk about identity, our identity comes from our philosophy, which is the foundation of our culture. There was a book in the 1990s which became a bestseller book world over by Thomas Friedman, a well-known columnist, and the book is titled as "The World is Flat." The idea behind this assertion that the world has become flat post-globalization because every other country is having a similar level playing field. And therefore, the world has become flat. You can compete. Nothing prevents you from competing and all those kinds of things. So in the economic context, the flattening of the world is welcome, perhaps. But culturally, if we allow flattening of the world, I think it will make the world less beautiful than what it is today. If you go to Beijing or to Tel Aviv, and I had the fortune of visiting both these capital cities of important countries globally, and I could not help myself but get a feeling that while in Beijing, perhaps I am in a Mandarin America. Or while in Tel Aviv, I am in a Hebrew America. Many people describe Hyderabad as Cyberabad. But in Hyderabad, I don't get the feeling that perhaps I am in a Telugu America. No. We have retained our identity. Because our languages, our music, our culture, our dance forms, our way of worship, our apparels, everything provides us our identity. And identity is very critical, very important. Please don't consider that identity is a primordial kind of a concept. It provides you a motivation. It tells you why to live. And therefore, India has to remain India if India has to guide the global community. And for India to remain India, Indians will have to understand the nuances of Indian culture. Friends, not just our worldview and philosophy, but our knowledge systems are also equally important. And as I said, it is the Indian philosophy that is manifested in our knowledge systems as well, and in our culture, other aspects of creative arts. Let's talk about culture. Let's talk about our knowledge systems. Sanskrit, the most ancient language of the world, perhaps, is the mother of several languages, as what Will Durant has famously said. And there is a group of languages which is considered as Indo-European languages, and even English, French, German, or even Russian for that matter. It has some relationship with Sanskrit. And I must share here with you, Swamiji, that in 2018, when the President of Iran has visited India, he told our Honorable Prime Minister that one of the common features of our heritage, one of the linkages between Iran and India is the contribution of Maharshi Panini, the great grammarian. Because Panini created the grammatical structure of not just Sanskrit, but also Persian. And therefore, he suggested that we should be doing something to celebrate the legacy of Panini as a grammarian. And thereafter, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, with the help of the University of Tehran, organized an international conference on Panini as a grammarian. And when I had been there as President ICCR and having a cup of tea in the morning before the session began, the Vice Chancellor asked me, he questioned me, he was inquiring. He said, Mr. Sahasrabuddhe, here in Tehran University, we teach Rigveda and Upanishad. Tell me in which Indian university Rigveda and Upanishad is taught. Unfortunately, we forgot. It is thanks to the national education policy which was unveiled in 2020 that now all these scriptures are going to become a part of our school syllabus and college syllabus as well. This is required. Not just Sanskrit, our yoga, our Ayurveda. All these things are a part of our knowledge system. It is not for no reason that after 2015, when India moved and the United Nations resolved that we should make 22nd of June as International Yoga Day, and it was established, and today hardly there would be any country where Yoga Day is not observed. It is India's approach towards the crisis of wellness, which is there globally, omnipresent. Similarly, Ayurveda. Ayurveda is our traditional science of wellness, holistic approach towards human being. Today they are talking about psychosomatic diseases, what they call as modern medicine. Unfortunately, only allopathy is titled as modern medicine and Ayurveda is considered as unmodern in our thinking, sadly. Ayurveda is equally modern. If it is not modern, we will make it modern. We have to make it modern. Who else is going to contribute for that? It is our duty. It is our precious treasure of knowledge. And therefore, there are many people globally who are now turning towards Ayurveda to find out solutions to health issues. Even our dietary patterns, the food that we eat, as per the Ayurveda and several other systems, tells us how to eat food, how much to eat, how much to consume, in which period you have to consume what. All these things are there. And we also believe in food culture, wherein we first of all worship food. Hardly there would be any culture where even food items are worshipped. And unfortunately, weird kind of ideas have dominated us thanks to the Western influence. A well-known food scientist was telling me that apple a day keeps the doctor away, is what we have been told. But he said, remember, this is true where apples are grown. If you eat apples every day in Mumbai or in Hyderabad, the doctor will visit every day. Because you are not supposed to consume so many apples every day. It is not suited to the climate in which we are. And therefore, again here, our indigenous thinking, our original approaches towards food culture, dietary habits come into the play, about which we will have to be conscious. We observed International Year of Millets, because millets are nutritious, and not just nutritious in the changing challenges of climate change. I mean, the global transformations that are happening. Today we get rains which we normally should be getting in a span of, let's say, 4 weeks. We are getting them in 4 hours. In a situation like this, we should have millets, because the cultivation time for millets is comparatively much, much smaller than our traditional crops like wheat or rice or other things. And therefore, all these things have a raison d'etre. There is a rationale behind. Apart from our knowledge systems, our culture also extremely important. And when I say culture, basically I am referring to creative arts. We have a rich tradition of music, of dances. our Kathak, our Bharatanatyam, our Odissi, our folk dances. Globally now people are attracted towards that. And what are we doing? We are going for classes which are teaching us Western classical dances. I don't have a quarrel with them, but not at the cost of Indian dance traditions. Because in our culture, our dance traditions are not just entertainment. They have a philosophy of their own. They are our way of worshipping Nataraja, which is again a part of our galaxy of deities. Our every mudra has a philosophical meaning. It is not just kind of a physiotherapy. It has a meaning. It has some connotation which we need to value, we need to understand. Even our folk dances for that matter, or our temple dances, there is a rich tradition of Satriya dance in Assam. And many French people who are into understanding the dance traditions visit Assam almost every year to understand the Satriya dance. There is a well-known folk dance tradition in Rajasthan, Kalbelia, our Nagin, famous Hindi music song, Hindi film music which goes with Nagin, comes from that Kalbelia tradition. And one Gulabo Bai, who was awarded Padma Shri very recently, she conducted during the COVID-19 online classes of Kalbelia dance traditions. She doesn't speak English very well, and even then she conducted dance classes internationally, and more than 300 French, German and Dutch were her students, and she said proudly that, sir, I am charging them 1,000 rupees per hour. This is the beauty of our dance traditions, which unfortunately we don't know, we don't understand. Similar about our music, our artisans, beautiful traditional artists we have. And generations, they are into that, and for them, that art is not just a work of art, but it is a sadhana. Unfortunately, thanks to the colonial thinking, that they bifurcated art from craft. When our people who do Pattachitra or the Warli paintings or the Madhubani paintings, the Britishers started telling us, oh, no, these are crafts. But M.F. Hussain and several others, no, they are art. Why? Why this class conflict? But unfortunately, even today, we are under the influence of this divide and rule kind of a thing. So friends, before I conclude, let me tell you that India's soft power resides in all of us. We cannot have just one agency or one government department which can promote soft power. Even our NRIs or people, many amongst us also, who visit abroad, we are also the torch bearers, the flag carriers of our soft power. The way we conduct ourselves on the foreign soil, that creates the perception about India. And much is required to be done to make global community understand what India is all about. India is perhaps one of the most attractive, at the same time one of the most misunderstood of the countries. 20 years before in California University, there was a seminar and the Department of Sociology. And the title of the seminar was Bride Burning and Son Preference Traditions in India. Can you imagine? This is how global community or certain vested interests in global community want India to be portrayed. And if we don't contest their claims, nobody else is going to do that. Government and the strength of the government is woefully short to do away with the misperceptions and to spread the light globally about what the idea of India is all about. Thankfully, we had amongst us Swami Ranganathanandaji and several other monks who have told us, who have in a way taught us enlightened us, but it is for all of us to learn, to understand, and to spread the light of the learnings that we have about what India is all about. Friends, there are many who have understood the challenges that we have in India about our soft power, about understanding ourselves. And one of them who had very elaborately, a little critically, analytically commented about the crisis that we have in India is Mark Tully, well-known journalist and writer who has written several books. He is a British Broadcasting Corporation correspondent who had his very illustrative career in BBC as a journalist, who has made India his home, a octogenarian, and he has written wonderful books. One of them, which I would strongly recommend you to read, is titled as No Full Stops in India. And before I conclude, I am sharing what Mark Tully had said about the mistakes that we all commit, knowingly or unknowingly. With this quotation, I'll end my presentation. Mark Tully says, and I quote, "The characteristic genius of Indian mind is not to shake the belief of the common man, but to lead them to the understanding of the deeper philosophical meaning behind their beliefs. But the Western world and the Indian elite who emulate it ignore the genius of the Indian mind. They want to put a full stop in a land where there are no full stops." Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the enlightening speech on soft power and its deep roots in India's cultural and philosophical heritage. Your insights on India's global influence, like through its worldview, traditions, and contributions to humanity, are truly inspiring. Requesting all the devotees and the participants to please settle down. Please sit down. The program is not yet over. Thank you. So quickly, like your insights on India's global influence through its worldview, traditions, and contributions to humanity are truly inspiring, sir. Thank you. We deeply respect and value your thoughtful exploration of India's enduring role as a beacon of wisdom and harmony. Thank you, sir. Now we invite our Adhyaksh Maharaj, Swami Bodhmayanji, to present a thank you note for this speech.
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। On the occasion of most revered Swami Ranganathananji's birthday, which is 116th birthday, 1908 he was born. 2005 he attained Mahasamadhi. So we are in 2024. Every year this is a tradition. This is a small ritual that we offer, gratefulness that we offer, or pranams that we offer to his memory, his contribution, and his personality. For the benefit of new people, younger generation who have not seen him, neither a book or a photo. Books are there, but the opportunity to go through the books, many of you will not have. That is why these memorial lectures will act like a key, like a margadarshak, a lighthouse, for you to dive deep into our culture. The topic chosen by Dr. VINAY SAHASRABUDDHE was very dear to the heart of Swami Ranganathanandaji. Indian culture, heritage. Right from 1935, when we see his first lecture in Karachi, and after independence in New Delhi, whether to school children or whether to the bureaucrats, whether to devotees or whether to the general public, he was stressing this aspect, which he derived, which he absorbed from Swami Vivekananda himself. The 29 lectures of Swami Vivekananda from Colombo to Almora, Maharaj himself told us when we were young, serving him, every lecture, which are 29 lectures, each lecture he studied, not read. He studied nearly 75 times. It's not a joke. It's not that easy that I'm talking. Imagine drinking glass of water when we are thirsty. 75 times each lecture. How much of interest, how much of enthusiasm, how much of devotion to Swamiji's message. And he funnily told, if I had physical strength more, I would have read 100 times. The same lecture. For you it may be boring. For me it may be boring. But when we have this memorial lecture, youngsters and younger generation of devotees or students should have that spirit of reading Vivekananda, studying Vivekananda. So, Revered Maharaj, maybe through Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe and others in today's subject, has presented these thoughts. The past, present and future of Indian culture, Bharata Samskriti. We have to go deeper. Devotees also to study Indian culture properly. 8 volumes of Indian cultural heritage by Ramakrishna Mission, Gol Park. From Rigveda till modern science. You should go and study. Then the 9 volumes of newly edited Eternal Values for a Changing Society. There were only 4 volumes. Now Advaita Ashrama made it concise, little edited, and they have become 9 volumes of Ranganathanji's works from 1930 till the last lecture which he gave in Belur Math, 2005. Sometimes he would not sleep in the nights. He would shed tears. He would become emotional. Morning when we asked, Swamiji, could you sleep well? How can I sleep when there is so much of suffering in the country? How can I sleep when there is negative understanding of Indian culture? That was his heart. So youngsters should take the responsibility. Some painful experiences today in the media or in the so-called mustached babies in the language of Vivekananda. Mustached babies, talking anything and everything about Bharata Samskriti. This Vivekananda referred to in his Madras lectures. By the time a young man or a young woman comes out of the university at the age of 18 or 20, he becomes a bundle of negativity. Father is a fool. His teachers are lunatics. All the scriptures are lies. Vivekananda mentions this, how true it is today. Hating your own mother, kicking your own mother, insulting your own motherland. This has become a fashion. Some of the punches he had given in his talk, if you had observed. So this presentation, though it is soft power, it's a deep power, strong power. Any storm cannot touch it. Vivekananda mentions this in his letters and lectures. If India dies, the whole world will die. The question Vivekananda asked in one of his letters is, shall India die? Then from the world, all ideality will be extinct. Mark the words, my dear friends. ఎక్స్టింక్ట్. ఎడారి అయిపోతుంది, అది బూడిదైపోతుంది. ఎక్స్టింక్ట్ అంటే జస్ట్ నాట్ బ్రోకన్. నథింగ్ విల్ రిమైన్ దేర్. ఆల్ స్పిరిచువాలిటీ విల్ బి ఎక్స్టింక్ట్. All morality will be extinct. All sweet soul sympathy for human beings will be extinct. And in its place will reign the duality of lust and luxury as the male and female deities. Money as its priest, fraud, force, competition, its ceremonies, and the human soul a sacrifice. But the positive feeling of Swamiji towards the motherland, he says, such a thing can never be. India shall never die because we are the children of that land. Up India and conquer the world with your spirituality. These are not just metaphoric talks or rhetoric or simply slogans. All of you younger generation should study those things. So, Swami Ranganathanji worked on this. From 1930 onwards, his work started in Bangalore, in Mysore, and took him to Karachi, where Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan himself, a statesman, the second president of India, was his guest. And it seems Radhakrishnan told, "Dear Swami, I envy you for one thing." What is that, Dr. Radhakrishnan? "I envy you for your brain. Please give it to me." What a brain he had. What a heart he had. And then he tells Swami Madhavanandaji, that young man there, you have kept him in Karachi, wasting his talent there, bring him to India. We need him more. Unfortunately, partition came and Karachi had to be closed and Maharaj shifted to India. And then his tsunami started, right from New Delhi to Hyderabad. So, my dear friends, as the cultural ambassador during 1970s, Indira Gandhi's time, he had been to Moscow. That time, military regiment, military government. Then later, he was invited there by the Moscow University. All the generals are sitting. All the military people are sitting. Atheists. Then the ambassador of India went to Swami's room and said, "I request you, in your talk, please do not use the word God." They are military fellows, atheists. Please do not use the word God. Swamiji smiled and said, "I will try." I will try. And he did try consciously, because once he starts his volcanic eruption of ideas, he used the word God once. For that there was a question. How can you say about God? Then Maharaj said, "For you there is no God, for us there is a God whom we call Shakti, divine energy, like your military energy." They kept quiet. So there are so many other things about Indian culture, about the Bhagavad Gita, about the Upanishads, about science, about technology, which he every time used to emphasize, young or old. So on this birthday celebration, we are very much fortunate to have one of the brilliant minds of India working on this for many years through the Indian Council of Cultural Relations, ICCR, is the president, spreading this message globally, making some efforts and things to put this into the minds of the educated people also, along with the school children. Dr. VINAY SAHASRABUDDHE, he has just come today morning, 9 o'clock, and will leave back to New Delhi at 2 o'clock. So we are fortunate enough to listen to him, thank him for his presence, and pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji, and to revered Maharaj to bless him more and more with more opportunity, strength, energy, wisdom, so that the younger generation who are coming up with AI and chat GPT and with mobiles and things like that, they will have this Indian culture as their backbone. Several times he has referred in his talk. And the Upanishadic ideas. Everything is yoga. Everything is yoga for us. There is called Nritya Yoga. There is called Nidra Yoga. There is called Pachaka Yoga. Abhyasa Yoga. Ananya Yoga. The way you sit is your yoga. Sthirasukha Asana. The way you walk is yoga. Yoga is not just asanas. Yoga is a way of life. So Indian culture has to be absorbed by the youngsters. Parents have to take the responsibility, other than that 100 marks which they read in school, college, for getting a mark or a certificate. That is not history. That is only diluted history of Indian culture. So in our own humble way, the brainchild of Swami Ranganathanandaji, the Institute of Human Excellence here, and to some extent through the School of Languages and the other activities, we are following his footsteps, his legacy, and spreading this message in short Ayurvedic doses, so that the strength of the Indian culture will be preserved and it will be promoted. So with this note, I once again offer my thanks to Dr. VINAY SAHASRABUDDHE, namaskars to him for his time and for his ideas. Thank you very much.
Requesting Swami Jitakamanandji Maharaj to please come on stage to present a memento to our chief guest.
We conclude this session with a 15-minute break for washroom and drinking water. The devotees can utilize the washrooms at the back of this auditorium, VIOL side, and then come back here. After that, there will be a bhajans by devotees of Ramakrishna Center, Sainikpuri. They have offered their tribute to Swami Ranganathanandaji in this manner. So they will sing bhajans, Bengali bhajans, etc. And then we'll have two talks, one by Jitakamanji Maharaj from Mangaluru. Then we have Swami Nirantaranandaji from Gurap, West Bengal, a 2-hour journey from Kolkata. Then we have Swami Achyuteshanandaji coming from the northeast, Narottam Nagar. He is the secretary of the center and trustee of the Ramakrishna Mutt, member of the governing body of the mission. And we have Swami Sundaranji coming from deep south, Ranganathanji's state, Kerala, that is Koilandi, on the Arabian Sea. And we have Swami Vibhakarananda, who was here during Ranganathanji's time as a monastic member. He has come from Muzaffarpur in Bihar, touching Nepal border. So mini India is there, and Sar has come from New Delhi. And we are here in Hyderabad. So Samanvaya of Bharatiya Samskriti is here, and it will be next joyful session of spiritual ideas. All devotees come back after 15 minutes exactly. Namaskar. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Hello.
इंस्ट्रूमेंट चेक कर दीजिए इंस्ट्रूमेंट चेक कर दीजिए
No sound. This one.
2 नंबर
No.
2 नंबर
Hello.
वो नया ना 2 नंबर आ गया ना
এটা আসছে, এটা চেক করো, এটা কম করো।
এটা আসছে।
এটা কম আসছে তো।
मोबाइल नहीं है।
थोड़ा बजाओ
চেক করো। এটা চেক করো, এটা চেক করো। হ্যালো। রাইট।
এটা না কি করে দিলে নাকি
সম্ভব
এটা ঠিক আছে। তোমার একার বলা যাবে দিচ্ছি না তো বলছি না
হারমোনিয়াম সাউন্ড বাড়াতে বলছি।
এটা বাজাও বাজাচ্ছি বাজালে নিচ্ছে না এটা হয়ে যাচ্ছে পড়ে যাচ্ছে
ঠিক আছে আরাম করুন
স্টার্ট না না হ্যাঁ বলছি
ঠিক
স্টার্ট প্রণাম নমস্কার আমরা আজকে শুরু করছি গুরু বন্দনার মাধ্যমে, তারপর কয়েকটি ভক্তিগীতি রামকৃষ্ণ গীতির মধ্যে ভজনের মধ্য দিয়ে আমাদের গান শুরু।
Hare
এই ভজনটা অন্তত সমস্ত ভক্তবৃন্দ একসঙ্গে করতে থাকুন।
Hari Om, Hari Om. Andru gettiga Omkaram chanting 3 times. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. We move to the next part of our retreat, memories of revered Maharaj and also some ideas on spiritual life. We request Swami Ranganathanandaji, Secretary, Ramakrishna Mission, Gurap, West Bengal, to come on to the dais. And Swami Jitakamanandaji, Secretary, Ramakrishna Mission, Mangaluru in Karnataka, to come on to the stage. Revered Swami Jitakamanji Maharaj served in various capacities in the country, and now he is heading the very important center in South Canara in Mangaluru. Swami Nirantaranandaji was the Sevak, principal Sevak of revered Swami Gambhiranandaji Maharaj for many
years, and he had come to Hyderabad many times earlier, and many centers he has seen. He was the Acharya for all our brahmacharis for many years. Then he moved to France for a couple of months. Then he's back here in India to serve the Sangha. And now he is in Gurap, about 2-hour journey from Kolkata. So both Swamis have agreed to share their memories and ideas on this important day. So first may I request Swami Jitakamanji to share his memories about Ranganathanji and some ideas on spiritual life.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jananeem Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayoshitva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. My namaskar to Bodhamayanji, Nirantaranji and other Swamis, and my respect to Sahasrabuddheji and all my respectful devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, Ma and Swamiji. I do not give any lecture here because I am not a speaker, but I like to relive the sweet memories that I have been enjoying since my first meeting with Reverend Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. My mind goes back to 51 years back. To be exact, 8 days less to 51 years back. It was the year 1973. I had just joined about 3 months back. I joined in Trichur. I went from Bangalore. I'm from Karnataka. I went from Bangalore and joined in Trichur. The reason was there was very senior Swamiji there. His name was Swami Ishwaranji Maharaj was a disciple of Mahapurush Maharaj. I heard about him. And one Swamiji who had just returned from Mauritius, he was from Kerala. I consulted with him, and he encouraged me to go and join at Trichur. It was a good decision. Now, I come back to my sweet memories. It was in the 73 December. There was in the ashrama, there was a happy excitement with the Swamis and Brahmacharis, senior Brahmacharis. And they were talking about Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj is coming, and every year he comes during December to deliver five-day talks in 5-day retreats. And I heard about Ranganathanji even before my joining. And Maharaj, we were waiting about 11 o'clock in the morning, and all the senior Swamijis, they were standing near the office on the veranda, and junior Swamis were also standing, and the Brahmacharis, I was the last one to stand because I was the youngest one there. Then a car came, and Maharaj got down. Senior Swamis went and talked to him, joked with him. There was a laughter and all. Then he came and he stood in the veranda. And one by one, Swamijis make pranam. And our Mahanta Maharaj, the president of the Trishur Ashrama, Shakranji, introduced everyone. He knew it. Many of them, Maharaj knew them very well, since long back. So then junior Swamis were introduced. Then senior Brahmacharis were introduced. And the last one, I went and met pranam to Maharaj. Immediately, Shakran Swamiji told Maharaj, he is, my name, Narsimurti, he is from Karnataka. When he heard word Karnataka, there was some very sweet expression in his mind. Oh, very good, he said. He did not tell anything. Then Maharaj, we took his luggage and kept in his room, and I came back and I resumed my regular work in the office. After about half an hour, somebody came and told me, Reverend Ranganathanandaji Maharaj is calling you. I was wondering what must be the reason. Then I went, and Maharaj was lying in the cot. In his hand, there was a book. I tell you what is the name of book. Then I went, made pranam, and he told, yes, sit here. He asked me to sit. Then he asked me, where are you from Karnataka? I told him I'm from such a place. Maharaj knew it, because from that area, many had long back, 1930s, probably 1920s, there was a hostel in Mysore. So many from that area were studying. When Ranganathanandaji Maharaj was there, actually probably he was warden also. So he asked me many questions about some of the people, the old people who had studied. But I heard about him, Maharaj, I have not seen him, I told. Then he asked me 2 other questions, and he asked me to wash his clothes and come back, spread it and come back. I did it. And he again asked me to sit. You see, as we join, we need some support, especially some encouragement. We need from senior Swamis. Then first thing he told, you always remember, he said, that you have been selected by Guru Maharaj. He spoke me in Kannada. He had not forgotten Kannada during that time. He spoke me in Kannada, and he said, you have been selected by Guru Maharaj to do his service, his seva. First thing, first mantra. First mantra. You have been selected. And he said that whatever work that you in the ashrama are all puja to Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna. There is no high or low about it. Everything. And he said, watering the, cleaning the vessels, everything he told. Then he told, always remember, it is an opportunity given to you. Why he has chosen, think about it. Out of thousands and thousands of youngsters like you, Thakur has picked you up, Sri Ramakrishna has picked you up and brought you here to do his seva. It is an opportunity given to you. All will not get this opportunity. This is the one advice or the blessings that received from Maharaj. Still, and he narrated, he asked me, do you know, have you read the practice of presence of God? I never heard about the book at all. Maharaj, I have not heard of the book. Oh, it was written by Brother Lawrence. And he narrated the life of Brother Lawrence to me. Brother Lawrence, some of you might have read it. He was a saint in Christianity. And earlier he was a soldier, ordinary soldier. So in a war he had wounded, so he was discharged and he entered into a monastery then as a novice. Then he was given an ordinary work, helping in the kitchen and all. And every time he used to say, oh Lord, how gracious you. You have given me an opportunity to serve all my brothers here. He would tell always, they say, thanking God. Every time he used to thank God. Whatever small work he was to remember and thank God. And he used to go on like doing that. That was his sadhana. And whenever he was to sit for meditation or prayer and all, he would do it. But every time, even a small work, he would remember the God and thank him. It went on for many, many, many years. And he writes in his letter that at the last there was no difference between my prayers and work. Everything became a prayer to me. Even doing work also became a prayer to God. And he reached the highest state. One day during the fall season, this time, in Western countries, the leaves of the trees will fall down. It becomes bare tree. And he sees that bare tree and he says, oh Lord, what a few days back I saw all the tree was alive, but now it has become bare. And after the winter, again he sees one day a small leaf sprouting. And second day it became bigger. After a few days it became tree was full of alive. And suddenly a veil is lifted in his mind interiorly and sees the God everywhere. The consciousness everywhere he sees. And Ranganathanandaji Maharaj told, if you have this right attitude, a person who does seva also can reach the highest state of spirituality. And he told me to read all those books, many of the books. The book that he was reading, reading, was Tao of Physics. Tao of Physics. Fresh Chopra, something, I think his name. 51 years back, if you remember. Then, every day I used to come and do little seva to Maharaj, not just washing, little to seva to Maharaj. It was an opportunity. When I look back, it was a blessing. It was a blessing blessed upon me. Every year, Maharaj used to come there. Maharaj used to come to the Trichur, and there was excitement. And what wonderstruck me was, after next day, Maharaj was to speak. Second talk was Maharaj, and he was speaking about Bhagavad Gita, and he referred to this book, Tao of Physics. The Tao of Physics just released that time. Maharaj had got the first copy of it, probably had one year. What wonderstruck me was, Maharaj would quote, big a portion of the book, page itself. He would quote extemporally. He would speak about it, quote about it. How could he remember by reading once or twice? How could he remember whole thing, memorize? How it is possible? It was the greatness of Maharaj. It's a specialty of Maharaj. He could quote from different books, by just reading one or two, he would memorize it and he would repeat it in his classes. And his classes were highly inspiring. I still remember few people had come from Mumbai to Trichy to hear him, every year to hear him. They told me that every year we come here, because Maharaj will come here, we'll get an opportunity of 5 days to listen to Maharaj. That was it. Then many times I met. The second time that I remember now is, it was in the year 1979. I had just finished my training center, my Brahmacharya Diksha, and I had gone to Rajkot for temple opening. Maharaj had come there. Many senior Swamis had come there. And Swami Ranganathanandaji one day asked me, will you come to some place in Gujarat along with Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj? I said, yes, surely. It is a rare opportunity to travel with Maharaj. Then we traveled along with Maharaj in the car. So Maharaj went to Jamnagar. Then he delivered a speech in one education institution. We went and saw there is a small group of devotees. So then we returned back in the evening. That was the sweet memory that Maharaj would tell about the condition of the people during those days. There was no water, proper water supply in the Saurashtra, and actually used to feel very much for those people, were suffering people. Something has to be done. Swamiji wanted that we should go to villages and help those people. Maharaj would inspire us with these words. Then many times, and in our training center also many times Maharaj used to come and went. And the third memory is that I went along with Maharaj. I was in Kaladi at that time. Along with Maharaj to his birthplace near Trichy. The birthplace I went. They arranged a big program for Maharaj. They received it, and Maharaj delivered a talk in Malayalam also. Then we returned back. I returned back, and many times I met. And most important thing that I feel after this was the inauguration of auditorium at Mangalore in the year 2001. Maharaj was quite old. He was a president. Maharaj was in Beluru Math. So Maharaj was, our Mahanta Maharaj went there and requested Maharaj to come and inaugurate. Maharaj agreed, and Maharaj came as quite old. And it was in the month of March. March is quite hot in Mangalore, hot. But he agreed to come, and he inaugurated it. And because of his blessings, that I always tell, because of Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj's blessings, the hall is being well used. We conduct a lot of youth program, cultural program, various programs we conduct. And he, then 2-3 times I have seen. It's all, we need some blessings of some great souls to continue in his monastic life. That is Reverend Ranganathanandaji Maharaj's blessings I always remember, and his contribution to not only mission, to India and Indian culture, immense. Many are inspired by Reverend Maharaj, and he had narrated many things, many stories in the western side. I still remember Maharaj went to airport to go to somewhere, and they left Maharaj there and came back. After during those days, the Indian Airlines was the only airline at that time, and the flight was cancelled. And Maharaj was coming by walk. At that time, ashram was not here, somewhere near that airport side. Begum. Maharaj was coming, walking. And somebody saw it, Maharaj walking. And then he went and he stopped his vehicle and went and asked Maharaj, where are you going? Maharaj told, I had been to airport, but the flight is cancelled. So I'm asking, Maharaj didn't have money at all to come. Look at then they brought them and here. It happened even in Western country also. Maharaj didn't carry any money. So much dependent upon Thakur, real sannyasi, real sannyasi. The only wealth was faith in Sri Ramakrishna, faith in Sri Mother. That is what we have to learn from the life of Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. With few words, my humble sashtang pranam to Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. So, Jai Ramakrishna.
Om Jananing Saradang Deving Ramakrishnang Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhum Namah Shri Ranganathanandayo Namo Namah. To tell about that great Swami, one of the greatest spiritual giants of the world, a monk of the highest spiritual standing and a pride in the traditions of the Ramakrishna movement, that is Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, really, in the morning, we heard he was not just an ordinary monk or ordinary person. He was himself an institution. Mr. Sahasrabuddhe, really, he described, and you or we, little or more, that whoever has come in contact with this great life, they have felt that here is a person, but there is no boundaries or limitations or constraints. That's why that yesterday only I entered that here bookstall, and there I found that is a book, the title is there. It's a big book, A Monk Without Frontiers. With this very title, a doctoral thesis was written by a Christian probationer at that time when he wrote that. Later on he became a Christian monk. Under that doctoral thesis was written under the auspices of that Vatican University. And the title was Swami Vivekananda, A Man Without Frontiers. And same title, when I saw in this book, really I was so much overjoyed. My personal reminiscences are there. As all of you, I hope that you have also, and also you have got also that his contacts, his teachings or his life, every incidents, I should say, of his life that are always inspiring to all of us. Now that my reminiscences, that is, I should say, it is by the divine grace, it is grace of that our Guru Maharaj, that I came in contact with him, with Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, right from my joining to this order. Because after 2-3 months only, after my joining, I remember I was asked to be a sevak to Gambhiranandaji Maharaj. And Ranganathanji Maharaj used to go to Belur Math after every 3 or 4 months to attend that meetings there. And at that time, Gambhiranandaji Maharaj was the General Secretary. And that time, that Ranganathanji Maharaj and that Gambhiranandaji, both of them, were the disciples of Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Shivanandaji. When they used to sit together and talk together so freely, so frankly, I cannot describe that. Really, from a distance, I could only see and I enjoy it. Just like two children are talking and laughing and talking, always, all these things. So beautiful, their relations. And after a few months or so, that is 1977 or 8, Gambhiranandaji Maharaj, Atmakshanandaji Maharaj, and I also accompanied them, came to Hyderabad. That time ashram was at Begumpet, Secunderabad. So there, we stayed there 2 or 3 days. And Ranganathanandaji Maharaj requested, Gambhiranandaji, you see, Gambhiranandaji Maharaj, you have to speak here. So, all right. When Ranganathanandaji asks anything to do, they are always to oblige. So, immediately, Gambhiranandaji Maharaj was there to that is, he was able to write, but to speak, always he used to try to avoid. But Ranganathanandaji told he will, all right, I shall go. I remember how that Gambhiranandaji Maharaj started his lecture. Beautiful lecture he delivered there. And at the first sentence that I was addressing very beautifully, he told, that is, internationally renowned orator Swami Ranganathanandaji. So that is Gambhiranandaji's way of addressing and introducing or referring to Ranganathanandaji. Afterwards, long that years that we have seen, when that again he shifted to Belur Math, to talk with him, and I should say that is to have that discussion and all that, to meet him, to make pranam to him. It was our everyday affair. Every day we used to go to him. That time, really, I should say that I was so much fortunate. When he was vice president, that time he used to go there about 3 or 4 days. Then, but he every time, whenever he will go to Belur Math, every time he will go to, it is called Brahmachari's Training Center. Every time he will give one lecture. It is definite. And I will take him to, escort him to the training center. Once what happened, Maharaj was here, and valedictory session was to be held that time at Belur Math. But all of a sudden, that is, valedictory session usually would be presided over by most revered President Maharaj. That time, the President Maharaj was the Buddheshanandaji. So, but he fell ill. He was admitted to hospital. And that time, General Secretary was Atmastanandaji. Atmastanandaji told, Acha, what will happen? Who will preside over that valedictory session of the training center? Then suddenly his mind was struck with that information that this at noon, our Ranganathanandaji Maharaj is reaching Belur Math. So that morning, Atmastanandaji Maharaj phoned Ranganathanandaji Maharaj here. Then Guruji Maharaj, one request, and in reply you have to say only yes. This is the condition. You have to come, afternoon you are coming, and you have to go once to Belur Math, training center, and then you have to speak for a few minutes before that is Brahmachari brothers. Immediately he agreed. Yes, I am going. It may be a little late, but to tell them I am coming, no problem. So he came. That time again, when he reached that Belur Math, that time at about 4 o'clock, and 4:30 was the time scheduled for the training center, that valedictory session. So he told, you see, it will be, I will be little late. So tell them 5 o'clock I am going. 5 o'clock I am going. And just 5 minutes to 5, I reached to him, and then I am ready, come, let me go. So he walked all along that, from that building called Math building, adjacent to that room. His room was adjacent to Swamiji's bedroom. So he walked down that staircase, and then he walked up to that training center and spoke there. I told them also, Sudarshan Maharaj also told Maharaj, don't talk much, 15 minutes will do. All right, I shall speak. Then exactly 15 minutes, he stopped there without seeing watch. Exactly 15 minutes. So while returning to his room, I told Maharaj, I told you to speak only for 15 minutes, and just at the moment of end of 15 minutes, you have stopped that your lecture. Yes, you told me 15 minutes to speak, so I have told 15 minutes. If you could tell me 10 minutes or 20 minutes, then exactly 20 minutes I will speak. As I am told, so I am there to speak. So that is, without seeing watch, he could manage this type of that time. Many other things also are coming, but that is, I remember, that is one very interesting thing. That is, we find that in him a great orator, very good. It is true. But another, those who have lived with him very closely, they have seen, that is, what he used to speak, that he used to live, he used to put into practice. That is, the small things, I will say. He used to say in the lectures, we are all one, we are all one. Repetition. He will make me repetition. We are all one, we are all one. And that is mutual love and cooperation, help and cooperation, mutual understanding. This is the thing. But in the practical life also, there is the drivers, those who are working in a center or some other place. That is workers, we used to call servants. One Swami is telling about that, something about servants or staff, paid staff. Then Ranganathanandaji Maharaj immediately rebuked him. What? Why do you call them the servants? They are staff, they are our staff, they are our workers, they are paid workers. Say that. So here we have seen in him that love and concern for these drivers, class 4 staff. Class 4 staff, yes, they are also human beings. They are to be also respected, duly respected. So these things we have seen in practice and also in his words that we find. That is, little small things when Maharaj was president. Then I came to know that you see President Maharaj's that quarters just on the bank of the river Ganga. After evening, after 8 o'clock, that some lights were there to burn whole night. That time he observed, then telling Sudarshan Maharaj or some other Sevak, hey, switch off. Why these lights are simply that burning there, wasting so much power? So, and again, that is, he used to come out of his room and entering in one bigger hall. There, we used to make pranam to him and all that, and talking also. So, that time, again also he is, after accepting all pranams and all that, he will go back to his room. While going, he himself will switch off that all lights and fans. Sevaks were there, we were there. Maharaj, we are there, we are. Well, yes, we do that. Then again, we have seen such small things not to waste anything. No. This type of the power or water or this thing, everything should be preserved. It should be properly utilized. One very interesting, at the same time also, that guilelessness of that Swami. Very interesting thing. You know, in Hyderabad, serially he gave some lectures on Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And when he went to Belur Math, after I think 3 years, that was to be published in a book form. So that book was published by Advaita Ashrama. Still it is there in our publications. And some copies, manager of that Advaita Ashrama Swami came to Maharaj and with some copies, complimentary copies of volumes. There he has brought that. Then Maharaj, Ranganathanandaji Maharaj asking that his Sevak was Pinaki Maharaj. But you see, this copy, you go to Swamiji's temple. There you give this copy you give to Swamiji. Then he asked, Acha, why not to another copy to Thakur, that is Sri Ramakrishna? Immediately he told, he is not able to follow it. See that? This is called that he is so love and respect, and also that is bhakti. To Guru Maharaj, this is bhakti, we don't know how much. But see that he is so practical and so guileless, so simple-hearted, a small boy. That is, he has, his book has come, that is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. He has given to Swamiji one copy, but not to Sri Ramakrishna. Why? Because he is not able to follow it. So this way that he has very funny, understand, I'm so interesting things are there in his life, we find that. And from his lectures, we all feel that we inspired, but just small thing, that is guilelessness or simplicity, he used to say to us many a time. And he used to quote, that is Swamiji. You see, Swamiji used to say, can you combine seriousness and childlike naivety? then we would not be able to follow what is the meaning of naivety. Then he will say, immediately he is telling, you know, naivety means in Sanskrit, saralata. Saralata. That is, can you combine seriousness with childlike naivety? That is, this thing he used to say to us, this matter, but we find in his life childlike simplicity and seriousness. And that is actually shown in that one of his book, My Life is My Work. There, I think there, or yes, that he is serious, writing something or giving lecture. And again also laughing with that so many people and friends and all that. So these things, we find this type of combination, rare combination we should say, but we have seen in him, in Ranganathanandaji, childlike simplicity plus this type of seriousness. And interestingly, I should say that is Rajiv Malhotra. You know, some of you I think that might have come across. He was that time director of Delhi TV, and he came to Ranganathanandaji in Delhi to have interview. And lot of questions Rajiv Malhotra put, Ranganathanandaji gave. I don't remember all that, but I remember one small question and small answer. Rajiv Malhotra asked, why have you embraced the life of monasticism? Why you have become a monk? Sadhu kyun bana? Why you have become a monk? Immediately, Ranganathanandaji replied, because it is the simplest way of life. It is the simplest way of life. See that? I could not imagine. With little bit of scriptures, or I heard, really it is my great fortune that I heard many great intellectual stalwarts and also monastic, that our members of our order, those who are very scholarly Swamis. But this type of answer to this type of question, really, it is totally unique. Why he has become a monk? Because it is the simplest way of life. And I should end with this. His mother, he used to tell us, you see, my mother used to told me that, you see, with my friends, small friends, that is, I told some lies or something, some foul words I used. So that time, my mother, that is Ranganathanandaji's mother, told him, my boy, your tongue is the abode of Vani, Saraswati, that is goddess of knowledge and wisdom. Don't soil it by using foul words against any other. So with this, I again offer my pranam to Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. I make pranam to Jitakamanandaji, and I congratulate and also I thank our Bodhamanandaji, because he has given this opportunity. I have come here, Hyderabad ashram, many a time, but again and again, still now, I have that a sort of attraction, fascination. I like to visit this ashram, because the ashram I find still, when I saw, when that Ranganathanandaji was there, that time also vibrating, here also vibrant, now also I find, that is here, I find a life is there, life is there, life is living there. So, and I thank and also love and best wishes to all of you. Namaskar.
So much gold is there in the earth, we have to dig it out. So these occasions will remind us, will be a good meditation. And the idea of simplicity Maharaj was mentioning, Ranganathanandaji's personality.
I remember I was a brahmachari in Bangalore. Then he had stomach infection in Trivandrum, diarrhea, and then he had to return back to Hyderabad. At that time, on that particular day when Maharaj landed in the airport, just 5 minutes before, there was a news in All India Radio that he has been selected as the first Indira Gandhi National Integration Awardee. Then, wait, still more is there. Ippude claps kotteste. Then we received him in the airport, came, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Nobody was there, all the secretary, Swami, etc. had gone to their room. Then he had brought his own lunch box, sitting outside the kitchen on a small table, on a small stool, alone, and I was there with him. Then again, 2 o'clock, All India Radio News. And by the time I told him that there is a news in All India Radio that you have been awarded, he did not know because he was in the flight that this news has come. Oh, is it so? Is it so? Switch it on. Then 2 o'clock news, sitting outside near the dining hall, kitchen. And it said Swami Ranganathananda, President of Hyderabad Mutt, has been awarded the first Indira Gandhi National Integration Award. He heard it, switch it off, he said. News over. Then I said, Maharaj, we are fortunate, India is fortunate, etc. We have our praises for such occasions, you see. One word he told me, still I remember, it is more than 40 years. He said, why they are giving to me? What have I done? They should give to the organization, not to me. See, that was the end of it. He never encouraged more discussion on that. What have I done? They should give to the organization. I am great because of the organization. If I am outside, nobody will care for me. The whole thing was reverse in Hyderabad here. I was not there. I was in Bangalore only. Mandibody told me. This very auditorium was packed with reporters and journalists, etc. because he had received the award. It was broadcasted in Doordarshan. Rajiv Gandhi gave it to him. P.V. Narasimha Rao was there. So many other old Congress leaders were there. They thought Maharaj will tell something, this and that. Whole extra crowd. Because just then he landed from Delhi, came the Sunday lecture, and everybody with camera and mic. He sat in the center of this place and just said, yes, we went to Vignan Bhavan. Rajiv Gandhi was there, the Prime Minister of India, and Narasimha Rao, everything. They greeted, they gave me the award. Immediately I transferred that money to Narayanpur Ramakrishna Mission, and now we will start the Bhagavad Gita class. Everybody disappointed. Within 2 minutes, matter done. See, never did it touch his mind or his heart or his ego or his personality. There's nothing there. He said they have given, done, and that money given, immediately on stage I announced it is given to Narayanpur Ramakrishna Mission for their tribal work. And now let us start 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. All the reporters packed and went away. This Swami is useless. They were telling, we were shocked. We were shocked. Something wonderful in his personality, which he manifested at every stage of life. These are some of the meditations that we have to work on. There is something called Namadhyana, Rupadhyana, Leeladhyana, Gunadhyana. All these incidents are Leeladhyana. How these great monks come, undergo the training as it were, as if they are undergoing training, at showing the brilliance occasionally. So 116th birthday of Maharaj. Still not yet over. Still we have Swami Achyuteshanandaji. Was inspired by Maharaj, etc. I am not going into the details yet. Let it come from his own heart and mind. That will be done in the evening. So all of you, lunch, and then there is Akhanda Nama Japa in the temple. At 5:30, Maharaj will speak, and I will also speak a little. And we have Vibhakaranji also, who was working here during Maharaj's time, monastic worker. I'll request him also some stories to say. That will be in the basement hall in the temple at 5:30. 2 to 5 is Akhanda Nama Japa. Then 5 o'clock, 5:15, have a cup of hot tea. Then 5:30, assemble in the basement hall. Up to 6:30, then Arati we continue. That is how we celebrate Maharaj's birthday. Okay, we'll just chant Shanti Mantram and couple of announcements before that. Number one is Telangana Bhava Prachar Parishad Devotees Sammelan is there, Sattupalli in Khammam district, 28 and 29. More and more devotees should participate. That was Maharaja's vision. That's how entire Andhra, Telangana, United Andhra came about much way, in a big way of Ramakrishna Vivekananda fold. Otherwise it was very much neglected. So all of you in the city should go and be there for 1.5 days or 2 days and share your joy, share your Anandam and Bhakti with the village people, with other samitis in Telangana. That is also our responsibility. See, adoring a person is not Maharaja's wish. He never accepted individual adoration. He was more for principles, more for tattva, more for the organizational message. So all of you, bus arrangements will be there. You should go there, stay for 1.5 days, 28th and 29th. 29th night we come back. That is part of our sadhana, part of the missionary zeal of Ramakrishna movement in Telangana. So that registrations are going on. Please know the details. The second is Sharda Math's convention for women only in Hyderabad in Shanti Vanam, Kanna Shanti Ashram, Heartfulness Center. That's the place for residence and conferences and lunch, etc. So 3 days it will be done. Uma Devi is here coordinating in Hyderabad. They have brought their papers and cards and everything for distribution. So she will just say for a minute your announcement. That is also part of, if you are really admiring Ranganathanji, you have to follow this, what he said. Sharda Math encouraged so much in the whole country. In fact, 2 things were very dear to him. One was Vivekananda Kendra, another was Sharda Math. Sometimes that eternal values, books, etc., the profits of Bharati Vidya Bhavan, he used to send it to Sharda Math. He used to send it to Vivekananda Kendra. Let women of India come spiritually, not just the devotion, but we have to encourage the Sharda Math activities, which is only one in Guntur. So they are coming here, Matajis, etc., and a lot of celebration and competitions, etc., are going on. That card details are there outside, they will distribute to you. And Umadevi, just for a minute, you can chapandi.
మూర్తిత్రయానికి నా ప్రణామాలు. అలాగే ఇక్కడ విచ్చేసిన స్వామీజీలందరికీ నా ప్రణామాలు. మన చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ గారికి కూడా నా ప్రణామాలు, నా నమస్కారాలు. మన రామకృష్ణ మఠం హైదరాబాద్ తరఫున చాలా చక్కటి మన సంస్కృతి గురించి చెప్పినందుకు మన చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ గారికి ఒకసారి కరతాళ ధ్వనాలతో మనము మన అభినందనలు తెలియజేస్తాము. ముఖ్యంగా నేను ఇక్కడ మీ అందరికీ రామకృష్ణ శారదా మిషన్ గుంటూరు వాళ్ళు ఆర్గనైజ్ చేస్తున్న ద్వితీయ మహిళా సమ్మేళనం గురించి మీకు చెప్పడానికి మీ ముందున్నాను. 2025 సంవత్సరం ఫిబ్రవరి 8-9 తారీఖుల్లో రామకృష్ణ శారదా మిషన్ గుంటూరు మాతాజీలు చక్కటి ప్రోగ్రాం ఆర్గనైజ్ చేస్తున్నారు. మహిళల్లో ఆధ్యాత్మిక శక్తిని మన శారదమ్మ సందేశము జీవితం ద్వారా మన అందరిలో ఆ శక్తిని మరొక్కసారి జాగృతం చేయడానికి ఇది చక్కటి అవకాశము. ఉత్తర భారతదేశంలో ఇది 2వ భక్త సమ్మేళనము. మన గుంటూరు మాతాజీలకే ఆ ఘనత దక్కుతుంది. మొదటి సమ్మేళనము మనము భీమవరంలో లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ చేసుకున్నాం అక్టోబర్లో. ఇది భక్తుల హైదరాబాదు భక్తుల కోరిక మేరకు మనకు ఈ 2వ మహిళా సమ్మేళనం అనేది జరుగుతుంది. మీ అందరూ కూడా చక్కగా రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసుకోవాలి. రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ఈ ప్రోగ్రాం మహిళలకు మాత్రమే. సోదరులందరూ కూడా మహిళలు మీ ఇంటి నుంచి చాలా పెద్ద సంఖ్యలో పాల్గొనేటట్లు ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ని విజయవంతం చేయవలసిందిగా నేను రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ఎలా రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసుకోవాలి ఆ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్నీ బయట మనం కౌంటర్ పెట్టున్నాము. వసతి సౌకర్యాలు ఇక్కడి నుంచి మనకు హైదరాబాద్ భక్తులకైతే మన రామకృష్ణ మఠం నుంచి కన్హా శాంతివనంకి 8వ తారీఖు ఉదయం బస్సు ఉంటుంది. అలాగే ప్రోగ్రామ్ అయిన తర్వాత 9వ తారీఖు సాయంకాలం మళ్ళీ కన్హా శాంతివనం నుంచి మనకు రామకృష్ణ మఠం వరకు ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ ఫెసిలిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. అక్కడ వసతి సౌకర్యాలు కూడా చాలా బాగున్నాయి. చాలా మంచి ఆధ్యాత్మిక వాతావరణం అక్కడ ఉంటుంది కన్హా శాంతివనంలో. కాబట్టి మీరు అందరూ కూడా ఈ అవకాశాన్ని ఉపయోగించుకొని రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసుకోవాల్సిందిగా, ఇంకా చాలామందికి కూడా ఈ విషయం చెప్పి ఇంకా చాలామంది పాల్గొనేటట్లుగా నేను మిమ్మల్ని అందరినీ రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాను. వివరాలన్నీ కూడా మనకు ఫ్లయర్స్ బయట కౌంటర్ ఉంది, అక్కడ తెలుసుకోండి. అలాగే విరాళాలు ఇవ్వవలసిన వాళ్ళు ఇవ్వదలుచుకుంటే కూడా మీరు ఈ ప్రోగ్రాం విజయవంతం చేయడానికి మీరు మీ సహాయ సహకారాలు అందచేయవచ్చు. దిస్ అనౌన్స్మెంట్ బ్రీఫ్లీ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్. Ramakrishna Sharada Mission Guntur is organizing 2nd Mahila Convention at Kanha Shantivan, Hyderabad, and then this is a first of its kind organized by Sharada Math, first in Bhimavaram in Andhra Pradesh. Now this is the 2nd Women's Convention going to be organized on February 2025, 8th and 9th of February 2025. And then 7th will be Youth Convention, that is exclusively for local girl students of Hyderabad. It is non-residential, and so our concern is only about Mahila devotees. The convention will be on 8th and 9th of February 2025. And then transport facilities from Ramakrishna Math to Kanha convention on 8th morning, and then on 9th evening after convention is over, the return from Kanha convention to Ramakrishna Math Hyderabad is arranged transportation at the same time. And then accommodation facilities are also provided, and then we have to enroll ourselves through registration, and then the counter is there put up outside the auditorium. So all the devotees, please enroll yourself, and also encourage others also to enroll, participate, and then get the benefit of Ma Sharada's message, life, and then message through Matajis who are coming from various parts of India, and then enlighten us on how best we can enlighten our power, and then Adhyatmika Shakti, and then how can we proceed for quality life. And then registration fees, all the details will be available at the counter. I request all brother devotees to motivate your women devotees at home, and then participate in the program and make it a grand success. Thank you very much. Namaste.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అమ్మా. 2 రోజులు మీ వంట మీరే చేసుకోండి. పురుషులు వీళ్ళకి ఫ్రీడమ్ ఇవ్వండి. మళ్ళీ పంపించలేను, నా వంట ఎవరు చేస్తారు, మీ వంట వీటి లేకపోతే ఉపవాసమే. కొన్నిసార్లు ఉమెన్ ఫస్ట్ శ్రీరామకృష్ణులకు ఏం చేశారు, మదన్ ముందు పెట్టారు, మదన్ పూజించారు. సో అందరూ మీ ఎంకరేజ్ చేసి ఎక్కువ మంది ఎక్కువ ప్రవాహంలో, గంగా ప్రవాహంలో ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలి. మీ అందరి తరఫున అతిథి స్వాములకి చిన్న కానుక ఇస్తున్నాం. అక్కడి నుంచే మీరు ప్రణామం చేసుకోవచ్చు, మనం స్వీకరించండి. We request our Swamis, Achyuteshan, just come on stage to receive our memento. Sundaranji also, Vibhakaranji also.
ॐ मङ्गलं देशिकेन्द्राय यमिनां चक्रवर्तिने पराशक्तिस्वरूपिण्यै देव्यै मात्रे च मङ्गलं सत्यसन्धस्य भक्तस्य क्षुदिरामस्य सूनवे गदाधराय मेदिन्याम् अवतीर्णाय मङ्गलं गदाधरसुनाम्ने च भक्त्या वेष्टितचेतसे अनादृतान्यविद्याय मङ्गलं ब्रह्मचारिणे भवतारणदक्षाय सन्निधौ दक्षिणेश्वरे अपूर्वकालिका पूजा निरतायास्तु मङ्गलं मथुरानाथ विश्वास सेवा निर्वृतचेतसे तपश्चरणशीलाय योगीशायास्तु मङ्गलं साधकव्याजसन्दिष्ट सर्वाम्नाय सुवर्त्मने सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्राय नित्यसिद्धाय मङ्गलं तपसि ब्रह्मचर्ये च या स्वस्य सहधर्मिणी तस्या श्रीशारदा देव्या भर्त्रे भवतु मङ्गलं तोतापुरीयति प्राप्त चरमाश्रमहेतुके समाधौ निर्विकल्पाख्ये सुदीर्घस्थाय मङ्गलं स्थिताय मातुरादेशात् जगदुद्धारकारणात् पूर्णाहन्ता स्थितौ भावमुखे भवतु मङ्गलं पश्यते मातरं स्त्रीषु मृत्पिण्डं काञ्चनं तथा सर्वभूतेषु च ब्रह्म मायातीताय मङ्गलं सादरोऽपि विरक्तानां यतीनां पुरतस्तु यः शिवस्वरूपाय तस्मै भवतु मङ्गलं ब्रह्मानन्दादिसच्छिष्य गणपूज्यपदायते तेषु दीप्तात्मबोधाय परमहंसाय मङ्गलं गर्जद्वेदान्तसिंहेन विवेकानन्दरूपिणा अपास्तनिद्राभूर्येण कारितास्मै च मङ्गलं संसारसागरोत्तार सेतुभूताङ्घ्रिरेणवे गुरवे सर्वलोकानां रामकृष्णाय मङ्गलम् ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय देव्यै मात्रे च मङ्गलं मङ्गलं भक्तवृन्देभ्यः सर्वलोकाय मङ्गलं मङ्गलं भक्तवृन्देभ्यः सर्वलोकाय मङ्गलम्। जय भगवान श्री रामकृष्ण देव की जय, श्री शारदा माई की जय, स्वामी विवेकानंद महाराज जी की जय।